Hey everyone, Mark here from the Warp Whistle, and this is the first time I'm doing a Warp Whistle live video. So we're going to be doing this a little bit different. It's not going to be like an actual live broadcast of us recording the podcast. What we're going to do instead is I'm going to record these little things before each episode, and then I'm going to play a game. So this week we're kicking it off the right way. We're going to be doing Super Mario Brothers, the original. I'm playing it through my NES Classic, and I went straight through as far as I could without dying or without taking any warp pipes or anything like that. So I hope you enjoy watching it. We're going to keep doing this every single week with different games. So if you have a game recommendation or suggestion, let us know in either the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/warpwhistlegaming, or in the comments below. Enjoy. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. It's Warp Whistle time. My name's Mark.
I'm Colin.
And this is level 91 of the Warp Whistle podcast. Colin, that intro comes courtesy of Gary Gray. He tweeted out, he shared the show last week, and that's what he tweeted out. Is that little rhythm rhyme. Don't know where it came from. Don't care. I thought it was hilarious. So thanks, Gary. That's how I wanted to open the show. And this is our 91st episode. Really, our 93rd episode.
We've had some specials.
We've had two specials, which is weird because we've gotten out of not numbering our specials, so I don't know, we could retroactively be like, hey, yeah, screw it, we're on episode 93, but for now it's still episode 91, level 91, but we've kind of hit a big milestone, or we're going to hit a big milestone this week. It's our 2-year anniversary. I think coming up on Thursday maybe is when the show first went live on iTunes. So sometime this week, I think around the 7th, it went live. We published on SoundCloud. It took maybe a day or two to get up on iTunes. So anyway, this week is our 2-year anniversary. 2 years of the show.
Cool. I didn't know.
That's pretty intense. I know you didn't know. That's why I'm here.
I had no
Keep
idea.
Stuff. Yep. So 2 years of doing this show. We're just on the cusp of a new Nintendo console.
And this is the last episode we're ever doing.
That's
our announcement.
Can you imagine that? Just like
show's canceled.
That's it. Like, we're just, well, thanks.
Oh, let's stop at episode
cool.
like 98 or 99.
Yes. No, 99, and we'll do one more, but we'll call it 99.5, just to be terrible. So I was trying to see, I don't know exactly when we talked about the NX the first time, but I know it was pretty long ago, like pretty early in. Nintendo Goes Mobile, I think it's, like, I have a book here with all of our episode notes, and it's maybe 5 shows in that is, I have the first note of the NX, of system-wide accounts, of the DNA partnership, of all this kind of stuff. So it's been crazy that 2 years worth of shows, and we're finally getting to this point. But before we get into more Switch stuff,
and we still don't know everything,
which is crazy. That it's launching in a month, less than a month, and it's a short month.
Yep.
I'm gonna have the Switch in like 20 some days.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But before we get into more Switch stuff, before we get into the real nitty-gritty bit of the show, I have to thank Sean Capri for jumping on the show last week. If you didn't hear that episode, pause this one, go back, listen to it. It's a great episode with Sean, and he was super nice enough to come on, and he's in the middle of renovations, and it was a very last minute, like, hey, can you do this? And he was like, let's go right now. And he just came on, he did it. It ended up being a great episode. I really loved just being able to chat with Sean and going without too much of a game plan. And I thought it was a really great conversation. So thank you, Sean. There are a couple of other people that I wanted to say, just give little shout outs to. I don't want to steal the If We Ran Nintendo shout outs to top off the show, but for right now I'm going to Grouchy Surge and Josh Stapleton, at Backlog Blues for Grouchy, and at CRed_81 for Josh on Twitter. We had a great conversation about like tricking kids into thinking they're playing games, and I just remember like it brought me straight back to our childhood when we like unplug a controller and just give it to our sister and be like,
She'd be Yoshi.
yeah, you're controlling Yoshi.
Yep. I'm pretty
So it's
sure
kinda hilarious.
you did that to me. I don't remember it, but I think Mom and Dad said
Oh, I probably did.
when we got the NES, I was too young, maybe.
Well, yeah, I would have been probably 5 when we got the NES, 5 or 6. So maybe you that would have made you 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were
I would've
pretty
been
young.
like 2.5.
Yeah, depending on exactly when we got it. So, I mean, I was barely old enough to play it, so you definitely weren't old enough to play it. So I'd say we probably did the exact same amount of stuff. Like anytime I'd die, we'd just be like, now you're controlling him. Now it's your turn. You wouldn't know there's like a Luigi swap that was supposed to happen. So I can definitely imagine that. Anyway, it was kind of fun, little back and forth on Twitter. So little shout out to those guys. I also wanted to give a shout out to anyone that's looking for a Switch. Joey Ferris has a YouTube page called Commonwealth Realm, and if they hit 70,000 subscribers before the Switch comes out, they're going to give one away.
How many subscribers do they have?
The 50 some, probably close to 60 by now. This was last week that I checked the numbers, so I'd say they're probably close to 60,000. So if you're interested in getting a Switch, first off, the channel's great. They do some really cool stuff. They had a great like Zelda video, and they do some really good production quality videos. So check them out anyway, but subscribe to them. If they hit 70,000 before the Switch comes out, you could win one of those Switches.
Subscribe to who?
Commonwealth Realm. Search that. Colin's literally grabbed his phone and he's subscribing right now because he doesn't have a pre-order, so he's going on to try to win one. So big shout out. Joey Ferris is a good guy. He's in a few different groups and that kind of stuff. So I've talked to Joey a few times, but I really like that YouTube channel because they do some really good stuff. I also have to thank Ronnie Anthony. He's in the NVC group. Someone asked what are some other good Nintendo podcasts, and he just said the Warp Whistle is always entertaining. So thanks, Ronnie, if you're listening. That means a lot. It's really cool when people give shout outs. And Gary Gray and Sean Capri both said the same thing. They've both been on the show. We talked to them. I know them. It's cool when our friends give us shout outs, and I don't get me wrong, I really appreciate that, but when it's someone that I don't know that just came out and I was reading those comments and said a few shows that I listened to, and he just went straight for it. So thanks, Ronnie, that means a lot. And also want the final shout out, want to give a little nod to the guys at Nintendo Nostalgia. I shared their show, I shared some stuff on our Facebook group, and they're just starting out with the podcast. I think they're on episode 15 of their show, something like that. Jacob and Ryan, really good guys. They go through and just talk about like their history with Nintendo. So a very cool kind of show that's a little bit different than ours, a little bit different than most of the other Nintendo shows. And they just kind of go back. And right now they're doing this retro rewind look back on the Zelda series. So they gave us a little shout out on their Ocarina of Time episode, and I just wanted to say thanks. And they actually asked if I'd be on the show sometime. So I think in the next couple of weeks or months, they're gonna try to get me on there. So yeah, thanks guys. It's always cool to know that people are listening and appreciating what we do, and we appreciate what you guys do. So it's always nice to just mention each other's shows and all that kind of stuff. And again, thanks to Sean, and again, if you haven't listened to his stuff, he's on We the Gamercast, which is hosted on WeTheNerdy.com. Check out that site. Check out We the Gamercast, and of course, If We Ran Nintendo, where he and Bobby, the Nintendo guru, fight each other over what they thought about the Switch. Which, if you've been listening lately,
did they play it?
No, but they very similar to you and I. They have very differing opinions on the Switch. So if you haven't heard them argue,
Who's
Sean is way more negative than Bobby. Bobby's like 100% drinking the Kool-Aid, even more than I am.
cool?
And Sean is
Even
has
more than you.
pre-ordered. He has pre-ordered. Oh yeah. Bobby's even more convinced than I am.
So I just want.
Bobby called me out for being negative.
I was thinking about this the other day.
All right.
When the presentation was going on, you were like, like you were texting me during it. You're like, this is garbage.
The
F
presentation
this.
is
I'm gonna
garbage.
take the money that I saved up for the Switch and get an Xbox One.
I
Blah
said
blah blah.
I might.
And then, like to myself, I was like, he's getting it no matter what. Next day, you came in as like a different person. You were just like, I'm getting the Switch. The Switch is the best. And I was like, oh my god, what happened?
Hypnotoad.
It's something happened. You
Okay, well, no.
drank
Okay.
something.
So the presentation is undeniably was terrible. However, the concept of the
comically
system
bad.
and the fact that they said there's 70 games in development, now that's up to 100.
Yeah, that's misleading though.
How?
Because just because there's 70 games in development doesn't mean like there could literally be one good game. I know it's not likely.
But I'm looking forward in the first month alone, Zelda, Bomberman, Snipper Clips, and Fast Remix. Like that's 4 different games that I'm really looking
yeah,
forward
those games
to.
do all look good.
They look great. I've been playing Shovel Knight. I have the Shovel Knight amiibo here. I've been playing it on my 3DS. I'm excited to get back into that and start fresh. I'm probably going to buy that again on my Switch just to be able to play it at home, to play it on the go and have the exact same file and keep going. I'm curious to see how the progress of the amiibo is going because I've never actually played the game through using the amiibo. So I just
What does
started
the amiibo do?
basically it's like it makes the level progression based on your experience rather than what you find in the world. So you know how you can go out and you can find chalices and you can find the items and you can buy this stuff and whatever.
Yeah, I bought like everything in my game.
Yeah, it completely just shoots that out the window. Everything's tied to the experience on your amiibo and on your character. So the more you experience up, the more weapons you get, the more things you get. You get colors and fun little things. So right now, my guy, every time he walks, he has glitter coming out behind him, just for fun. You can color swap, all this kind of thing. And it's just a really cool way to play the game. And it really makes it different because you're limited to the experience rather than what weapons you actually find.
So does the color do anything like in the main game, like in the regular game, where you can get the green armor that does something, or black armor that's like more heavy duty? And
No, I don't think so.
okay, because I would actually rather that because I was like, well, I want to use the red armor, but I don't really want the perk that it has. I want
Amiibo.
the perk that the black armor has, or something.
I don't think it changes anything. I'll try it out, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't because you can actually add the perks separately depending on what your level is. So
Cool.
very cool stuff. So there's a bunch of games. I think there's something for everyone. There's more RPGs announced for the Switch than have come out for the Wii U in its entire lifespan.
Well, yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, that's not a good comparison, but
I don't know, possibly. Anyway, so that was one of the things I wanted to actually talk about is how many games are in development now. Another thing I wanted to talk about today was Nintendo's Online. Now, we heard some stuff from Japan. Kimishima talked to Nikkei, however you pronounce the Japanese financial news, basically. And he said that Nintendo Online is going to cost, the conversion rate works out to about $20 to $30, or actually 17 to 26,
that's
something
weird
around there,
because it should be very.
which would be rounded up to about 20 to 30
Yeah, I
I'm
wonder,
guessing.
I wonder how that conversion
US.
translation messed up, because like Japanese yen,
Right.
converts into American dollars evenly, like not evenly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
I wonder where the mistranslation was, and it's a little worrisome, but I'm sure maybe they meant to say like $20 or $17 a month or something.
I don't think so. I think that's the year. And I was right on about that. I said that right from the get-go, right on the Geekcast, like 2 days after the Switch announcement. And, people said, no, there's no way that's going to happen. They're still going to charge the same amount. It's 20 to 30 a year seems what it's going to be.
It seems so weird, though.
How so?
That's like $250 a month. Why even?
knowing what we get right now
What do we get?
is online and a rental of an NES game with some online stuff tacked onto it.
Yeah.
Knowing that if that's all they give us and some discounts and that kind of stuff on software, same way that PlayStation Plus does. Knowing that, I think the value's there. I think they don't need to add anything now. They don't need to do free games like Xbox Live and PS Plus do. I think the value is there, that $20 to $30 makes sense. The rentals make it so that if you like this game, so let's say they add online to Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, the original Super Nintendo, and you really like it, are you going to go out afterwards and pay the $5, pay the $7, whatever it is, to buy that online enhanced version of the game? I think they're going to make more money with this model, selling virtual console games and selling other stuff, than if they gave away 5 or 6 games per month, like PlayStation and Xbox do. Those two are in constant pissing matches about, oh, who has a better month, or whose games are better, what are you getting from this? There's always comparison videos on IGN and everywhere else comparing. Nintendo's saying, screw it, we'll charge you $25 a month, or $25 a year, and give you a rental for 30 days, and then, you just get online.
I'm not buying the old Nintendo games again though.
Unless they're tied to your account, or you're just done.
I'm done.
Completely.
I'm not buying them again.
Right. I'm done. I'm the same way unless they're actually tied to my account. And I really hope that there's just a small upgrade fee, like $1, and then they're unlocked for you, for your account forever.
Well, if there's an upgrade fee for $1 forever, I'll consider it, but I'm not buying the games again. I bought them
too many times.
Yeah, way too many times.
Yeah, I agree completely. I was playing my NES Classic today, and it was like, you know what? This is perfect. This is great. This is what I want. Actually discovered that I'm way better in 4x3 mode than Pixel Perfect. Pixel Perfect screws me up because I'm not used to it. In the original Super Mario Brothers, I was playing in Pixel Perfect mode and I kept screwing up royally.
Weird.
I switched to 4x3 and I rolled through that game straight through to like World 8-1 or something like
I wonder
that.
if that's something with your TV's refresh time or something.
It couldn't be the refresh time. It's just where like the placement of things and the distance between objects and that kind of stuff.
It'll still all be the same.
So I'm used to it. Not really.
Yeah, it would.
I'm just I don't know. I think I'm used to just how it looks and how it's spaced that way.
Cool.
I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway.
did you see? Speaking of NES classics with Double Dragon 2, did you see Double Dragon 4?
Oh man. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
What did you get? Like a 3 out of 10 on IGN?
It's terrible. Yeah.
I watched them play
I
it for
haven't
an
heard
hour.
A single good thing about it. And that was one of my anticipated games of the year because so many well, like I said, I'm just going back and playing Shovel Knight. I love this retro thing. I was playing the NES Classic. Why isn't this game awesome?
Well, it's because they tried to make it like a modern retro, but they didn't change anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it plays like the first, like Double Dragon 2 was better than 1,
Mm-hmm.
3 is better than 2, and then they took Double Dragon 4 and went back to 1.
Yeah.
Except possibly worse.
So terrible.
Yeah, I was
So
watching
disappointing.
Damon and Brian on IGN play it
Yeah.
for like an hour. Terrible.
So disappointing.
It looks like it would be fun for like, I don't know, like half hour.
Yeah, if it goes on sale for $1 or $2 or something, I might pick
I
it
wouldn't
up for a
spend.
bit.
Yeah, I don't know how much it is. Probably $20 or something.
Oh, I'd say it's ridiculous. It's PSN flash sale or something. I might pick it up in a year for $1 and spend half an hour on it and feel okay about myself. It is very disappointing, especially, like I said, with games like Shovel Knight. You see these retro-feeling games that look like they could exist on the NES, but they couldn't exist on the NES.
Well, it's the same as this one. This one couldn't exist on the NES. The backgrounds and stuff are.
Yeah, but it's
like a mix of 16-bit and 8-bit. They were talking about that on IGN too.
Yeah. Very disappointing. I hope the rest of the games I was looking forward to
Yeah, not off to a
don't
good start
suck as
for
much.
most
Man,
anticipated.
That really let the ears out of my tires. So do you have anything else you're thinking about Nintendo's online, like the cost or anything like that with it? How do you feel about this cost?
Cost is fine.
Okay.
It's better than fine, I guess. I was expecting it to be like $30 a month or more.
Everyone was except me.
Yep.
Yep.
But I'm way more concerned about how the online actually is.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second, because Ricky sent me a message last week or through the week and said, hey, you guys were right. It's going to be family friendly, only friends. They released a bunch of information. Now, it sucks that we didn't get a direct. I was really thinking we'd get a direct on Friday. Reggie saying, hey, we're a month out. Here's the details about online. Instead, we got a weird news leak translated from Japanese. So we still don't know this for a fact, but it's like 99.8% sure that it's going to be family-friendly voice chat. They detailed it in Splatoon. So they said you can go through your app. You can set up a matchmaking thing. But there are some cool features. So apparently, if I'm trying to set up a Splatoon match, I can create a lobby on my phone and through this mobile app, and I can post that lobby to Facebook. So I'll be able to post it in the Warp Whistle Gaming group, in Nintendo Voice Chat, in the Geek Guru group, or Nintendo Guru, whatever, and say, hey, anyone wants to join me, click this link. And they can go in, I'm guessing straight from their phone, and they can click it through.
No, Nintendo probably not.
And join it straight through. That's what they're saying. Like, you can actually join this through social links on Facebook, which I think makes the phone integration a little bit more appealing if they have that tight integration with social media and like friends list. Being able to text you a link and say, hey, we're playing Mario Kart Battle Mode online. Here's the link to join the lobby. Fire up your Switch as soon as you get home.
It could be really cool, but just judging from past experience with Nintendo,
right?
My guess is the online is going to be very iffy, very spotty. It's going to drop. It's going to be laggy. And
I think that's what we're paying to improve.
I don't know if we are.
All right.
And the whole friend code thing and friends only and like that's.
But it's not friend codes.
That's annoying.
It's you can add people the same way you can on Mario Run, the same way you can on Fire Emblem. Like, it's just, is this person in your social network? Are they on Facebook, Twitter, whatever? Do you have them in your contact?
But not everyone does that, though.
No, and for those people, then you just grab their name. No, it's not friend code. They got rid of friend code even on the Wii U. You can just add someone by name. If you want to search, whatever, what's mine? Ghost something, I think. Ghost 84 or something. I don't know what it is. Anyway, but you can just share your name. Like, they got rid of friend codes in the 3DS and the Wii era, and the Wii U even got rid of that.
The 3DS has it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Wii and the 3DS have friend codes, and then the Wii U doesn't. They got rid of that. So I'm not too worried. I've been playing Titanfall a whole lot lately. And I can tell you 99.9% of the time, I mute my own damn team because they're super annoying. I had one kid that was just screaming the other day. Just like, like it sounded like he was 12 playing Titanfall and just like screaming and being just this, like I muted my own teammate like 2 seconds into the match. I literally landed on the map and was like, this kid's got to go. So only being able to chat with my friends, I'm not too concerned about.
It would be good to have the option though. Like normally I'm the same way, but like a couple weeks ago I was playing Gears of War. There was nobody on, none of my friends.
Right.
So I hopped into a social lobby, and there was only one other guy with a mic, and we just started talking. And we were just shooting the shit and making fun of stuff. And then 2 more guys were replaced, and they both had mics, and then we were just all hanging out, talking.
I do have to say, especially I found in the 360 days, when I used to play a lot of Gears of War,
man, 360.
I just get random people and add those people to my friend lists.
I had
that kind of stuff. You know, it's.
I still remember like a bunch of them that I used to play with. I met, I think, 6 people. We played Gears of War every single night. Just people I didn't know.
Yeah.
Can't remember what their names were. I still have them on my friends list though.
Do you remember when
Blunts of Diesel? That's one of them. I don't remember.
Do you remember when the CB people started adding me?
Yeah.
Do you remember that whole thing? Because my Xbox name was like CB Ghost MC. So CB for Cape Breton, where we live. All these people with CB nicknames started adding me, and they were all African American men. And the CB stood for Cracker Basher. And they were like, wait a second, you're white? And I was like, yes. And they were like, oh, what's your CB stand for? I was like, Cape Breton, where I live? What's yours stand for? He's like, Cracker Basher. I was like, oh, shit. And they all kept me on there, so I was like, I'm like the white member of the Cracker Bashers. It's like the most
Not really
bizarre
something to be
thing.
proud of, but
I thought it was funny at the time.
it is pretty
But-
funny actually.
So I guess, yeah, that stuff's not going to happen, but it could be worse. It seems like Nintendo's at least taking some steps in the right direction, and if these lobbies work the way that they seem to be described here, where I can literally text you or put something on a Facebook group or put something on Twitter and people can join it through their apps, like even if you're not next to your Switch, you can join it and be like, guys, hold a spot for me. I'm coming in a second. I just got to grab my Switch. Hold on, my wife's on the TV. I'm just going to undock it and I'm joining right in. Like it's going to be cool. I think that kind of scenario is going to be pretty cool.
I just hope it works.
I hope so as well. Another thing that kind of came through these interviews and that kind of whatever, these translations again. So I hope these are accurate. Apparently, Kimishima said that the company will add VR support to the upcoming Switch console if it can resolve issues of comfort over long periods of use. He said the company is studying how to implement virtual reality, but brought up the key concern, which is if we're able to resolve the issues of playing VR comfortably for long hours, we will support it in one form or another.
Yeah. That whole thing means like nothing to me. It's basically like they're just like, yeah, VR is a thing. We aren't doing it, but since everyone else is, we're looking into it. Maybe.
Yeah.
If we can figure this out, we might do it this way or we might not. Like it's just a whole bunch of ifs and maybes.
But I think that's a smart move because they're not promising anything. They're just about to launch a new console, and I think the verdict's still out on VR.
About what?
Like just if it's going to be a lasting thing or if it's just going to be a cool gimmick for a few people.
No, it's
Like
gonna be a lasting thing. They
PlayStation-
just need to get the price lower. Like this generation,
Yeah.
it's absolutely gonna catch on. It's not gonna be just used for games and everything. But
So-
it's
If Nintendo comes out with a Google Cardboard style thing where you literally drop your Switch into this headset and use your Joy-Cons as controllers, they're going to have the cheapest VR set on the market, and the Joy-Cons are probably going to be the best controllers on the market. They're not going to be a 6-year-old PlayStation Move. They're not going to be a controller or something that you have to buy extra. It's going to be right there.
can that screen detect movement like that?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's got a gyroscope right in there.
Okay. I thought it was in the controllers.
I'm fairly certain it's in the system too. I might be wrong. Don't 100% quote me on that one. I might be wrong. However, my thinking of this is that it's going to be very much like the 3DS family. So right now we're getting the 3DS Fat, the original 3DS. The 3DS XL, the new 3DS Lite, all these iterations.
So that's not a thing.
DS then. Okay, so
yeah,
you
there's
got
DS.
the original DS, the DS XL, the DS Lite, and the DSi.
Yeah.
Switch VR is going to be another tablet. Still going to work with the same Joy-Con, still going to work with the same dock, but it's going to have a higher definition screen in a few years.
But they also need to be able to run it at 60 FPS or you're going to get sick.
Exactly. So it's going to be more powerful, just like the new 3DS. It's going to be more powerful. It's going to play all the same games, but it may play some new games. It's going to have a higher definition screen, and it's going to be more powerful. It's going to come out in about 2 or 3 years, and you're going to be able to only upgrade your tablet if you want to, or if you're looking for a new Switch.
But that's the whole system.
That is, but you're still going to be able to use all the same accessories. So if you have Joy-Cons, you have the dock, you have all this stuff, you're still going to be able to use the same stuff, except this new Switch plays all the same stuff plus VR. Just like my new 3DS plays all the same stuff as your 3DS plus SNES games and those games that are optimized just for the new 3DS.
So you think they're going to have the Nintendo new Switch?
I think they're going to have Switch VR in about 2 or 3 years. And it's going to be a new tablet that you can upgrade, use with all the same accessories, but they're going to add VR games to that one. You can keep your current Switch that you're going to buy, that I already have pre-ordered. You can keep that if you want to, but if you're interested in VR, sell that Switch, give it away to a family member, keep it for a spare, give it to whoever, and buy Switch VR, and that's your upgraded system. Just like the new 3DS. It's going to be 2 to 3 years away. That's my prediction.
Okay, I predict that it won't happen.
Okay.
Because of the power issues. Like VR games, I assume like the developers are going to want to put it on as many things as they can. They put it on PC and PS4, and if Xbox ever gets one, they're not going to be able to port that to Nintendo's console because of the power.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I think VR experiences could be neat, and that's going to be able to play on anything. You can play that on a Google Cardboard with your iPhone
Those are so
5
bad,
or whatever. Like
I tested the
bad.
real Samsung, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
that comes with the phones,
Yeah.
and it was like it's still blurry and stuff. Like, and I adjusted it like 1,000 times.
And that's what I think. That's why I think they're going to come out with a new tablet, because 720p
it's not. You can't do
is
that.
not going to. It's going to be way
720p
too blurry
at
when
30
you're that,
FPS.
when it's that close to your face.
It'll make you severely sick, I imagine.
So I don't think currently the Switch hardware, just the screen resolution, I just don't think it's up to that power.
I will see it in like 5 years on a new console.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, well, speaking of new consoles,
Switch U.
no,
They will.
Good lord. Speaking of new consoles, what I never got your opinion on what Sean and I talked about last week. Will there ever be a new 3DS handheld or a new Nintendo handheld? Is there going to be a replacement for the 3DS, or is that the Switch and they're just going to change the marketing? Because right now the marketing is all, this is a home console. The 3DS is still the dedicated portable. Do you think we're going to see 3DS 2?
I think we will eventually.
something.
Not anytime soon, but I think we'll have something the same size as the 3DSs.
Right.
That'll be HD and stuff. I think we will.
Now, here's a big question. This is what I was thinking last week. Do you think it will be a Switch? Do you think you'll be able to play those same Switch cards, only in maybe a more kid-friendly, just portable? This thing can't dock. The controllers are built right into it. Like the Joy-Cons are built right into the system. Might have a clamshell, might be a little bit smaller, whatever, but it plays all those same games just on the go. Because that's how I think they're going to do it, if they do it at all.
That would be something that Nintendo would do, and be a little bit confusing and stuff. Very hard to explain to people that don't know about it.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Switch
I don't
Go?
know. I really don't know.
Yeah, Nintendo. The Switch name I don't know if could stick around, because you don't switch it with anything, right?
Yeah. So I think there will eventually be a new, more powerful handheld. Yes.
Okay, cool. Last thing I think that I want to talk about. Actually, you haven't played Fire Emblem at all on your phone?
No, I was about to download it, and I went on IGN for like a second, and it was like, don't attach Fire Emblem to your Nintendo account. Here's why. And it was like number one reason,
why?
like, do not attach it. And it was like big bold letters.
Oh shoot, I missed that, and I already did.
Okay, well.
Why? Why is it?
You can't get, like, do you get random heroes when you start a game or something?
Yeah, probably.
I think I only skimmed through it. I didn't really read the whole thing. That's why I didn't download it, because I didn't, and I kind of forgot.
Okay.
So I guess I could be completely wrong, but I think you start a game, you get a random selection of heroes.
Sure.
Once it's attached to your Nintendo account, you can't start another game. You can never start a new game, I guess, with new heroes. If you do that, if you get the heroes you don't want, and it's not attached, you can just start another game. You get new heroes, start another game, get new heroes, and then once you get the ones you want, I guess. That's how I interpreted it, but again, I only skimmed through it.
So for me, that's a non-issue, because I've never played a Fire Emblem game before.
Yeah, I don't really know.
So I don't really care what heroes I got.
I know Roy and Marth,
and
Chrom.
I didn't get any of them yet. So the ones I got, like, whatever, they're cool looking, but I don't know. I've only played the game a little bit. It seems cool so far. I'm definitely gonna put more time into it. Let's not waste too much more time on that though. Last thing that I want to bring up, Fire Emblem, sorry, I'm still looking at my notes. Still thinking Fire Emblem. The Super Bowl is tonight.
Yep.
You just watched the Super Bowl ad. What did you think?
It was a good ad. Cool song choice, I guess.
Yeah, well, the song choice is actually really interesting because it's brand new by Imagine Dragons. The day that ad came out, so it came out earlier this week, the day that it came out, I was like, that sounds like Imagine Dragons, but I don't recognize the song. So I Shazammed the song. And it came up with the name of the song and who it was by. So it's Believe Me by Imagine Dragons, I think. Or Believer. Yeah, Believer by Imagine Dragons. Anyway, came up with the name, but it wouldn't link to like the Google Play or Spotify or Apple Music like normally songs that you Shazam do. So I went into Apple Music and I searched the song and it wasn't coming up. And I refreshed the search and it did. Which means that it came out literally seconds after it was in that trailer. And then this week, it's actually featured on, like every Friday, Apple Music refreshes their new music, and it was actually featured there. So that means it is like the first time you heard that song was with that Switch commercial, if you watched it when it was released, and then it rolled out to like Apple Music and everything else.
Yeah, it was
seconds later. It's
cool. It grabs your attention. I like you said, there's another one that just focuses on Zelda, which I think is smart because
actually airing tonight during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that's a smarter choice because I'm probably wrong, but I think most people are like me where Zelda's the only really interesting game right now.
Yeah.
For the Switch.
Yep.
Like it showed them playing Mario Kart and it showed them playing like that 1-2 switch shooting game and ARMS, which I'm sure it's going to be fine, but
what's funny for me is that watching that trailer, I'm excited about Zelda, a little excited about ARMS, very excited about Battle Mode coming back to Mario Kart, and very excited about Splatoon 2. Loren watches that trailer, and she's very excited about ARMS, 1-2 Switch, Zelda. She lost it when she saw the wand battle, like the Harry Potter style.
I thought that looked so dumb.
She was like, it's like a wand battle. And I said, yeah, and you're going to, with the HD Rumble, I explained a little bit about that. And I said, like, it's probably going to feel like you're shooting something out of your Joy-Con remote. She was like, that's really cool. You need to get that game. So it's really hitting different targets. Now the Super Bowl one, the actual one that's airing at the Super Bowl, is just going to be 30 seconds of Zelda, like the start of that commercial. Then the extended one focuses on a little bit broader appeal, and Nintendo's been pumping that out. They sent emails, tweets, Facebook. It's all over the place this week. So, so really cool ad. I think the ads and this kind of the things that have come out since the presentation are doing a much better job selling it than the presentation itself did.
Well, yeah, the presentation was garbage.
Yes.
I also, the fact that they still haven't released a lot makes me feel like they still aren't sure what they're doing. Makes me nervous.
Released a lot of what?
Information about
I don't think they have to.
I think they absolutely have to.
I think they should.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between they should and they have to.
Well, I think people are going to hold off and not buy it until they know what the hell's going on.
Nintendo doesn't care right now.
I know, they should though. That's what I'm saying.
Why? They have 2 million pre-ordered. They're ramping up production because so many more people want to pre-order that haven't.
I know.
And so they're done selling it to those 2 million people. Those 2 million idiots, myself included.
People can cancel.
They can, but we won't. Let's be honest. I'm not going to cancel my pre-order.
They could release the Wii U again next week, and you would be like, "That's pretty cool. Buy it."
Not after seeing everything. But anyway, we're not canceling. They have 2 million of these sold without saying anything really. With showing a really crappy press conference, they have 2 million. Myself included.
Wouldn't they like to sell 5 million?
Well, that's the thing. The more information is going to come out just right before launch or during launch or whatever that are going to sell on the rest of those people. Nintendo right now, until they have more pre-orders and they actually have their production ramped up, they don't need to rush out any messaging. They've sold us.
I disagree. I think they should put out as much information as people want.
Oh no, I 100% agree with you. I'm just saying from Nintendo's standpoint, I don't think they feel like they need to rush it. Like I said, I was the biggest person saying like they need to come out with something on February 3rd. They missed that. I was incredibly disappointed. I think that's a huge misstep, but I also can appreciate and understand that Nintendo has already sold 2 million of these and then some, and they don't feel like they need to rush out any information. And that's how I think they feel.
Okay.
They've already got us. They've got my money.
They'll always have the few million. They always will.
Exactly. Oh, I think Nintendo can sell 10 million of these things without even trying. I think it's after that it's gonna. They really need to step up the marketing and messaging.
Yeah, I think it's gonna drop again. But it's a little too early. No, it's the sales.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's gonna peak and then it's gonna drop after the initial sales peak, and then it's just gonna be like, oh.
I think that's why it's priced like it is, though. I think if they don't see it picking up through the summer, they're going to drop it and say, guess what? Pick up the Switch right now. It's, what is it, $300 US? So pick it up for $250, and it comes with Mario Kart. It comes with Splatoon. It comes with Zelda, and there's a new Mario game.
Nope.
100%.
3 games and drop $50.
One of those.
Oh.
Here's 3 bundles for the holidays. Pick your bundle and add Mario for $50 or whatever the stores
I'd say it will just include Mario Kart, no other games, because that was probably the lowest cost to actually fix up.
I don't know. Splatoon, I think the Splatoon pack sold a lot of Wii U's. I think that was a good pack in. So I could picture both of those. And then sell Zelda and Mario.
Yeah, but Splatoon 2 is a brand new game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's using a lot of the same assets. Anyway, we can talk about that another time. You feel like you're ready to wrap it up?
Yep.
Okay, so one thing, if you're just listening to this on the audio version, there's something new that we're trying this week. Colin, you don't even know about this. So I recorded, like I said, I was playing the NES Classic. I recorded a whole bunch of Super Mario World, and we're going to be trying something new with the podcast, and that's YouTube. So I'm going to put this podcast over my footage of playing Super Mario Brothers, the original, and every single week I'm going to play a new game, and I'm going to do that with the podcast. So if you want to watch me play while you listen, go on our YouTube channel, subscribe, and we're going to be adding some more videos, some more gameplay and that kind of stuff. But for right now, the podcast in video form is going to be me playing different games while you watch. So go on our YouTube channel, enjoy that, watch me play through Super Mario Brothers. I almost got to the end of the game and I didn't use a single warp pipe or anything like that. I just plowed through the game as quickly and efficiently as I could. So go there, check it out, enjoy, subscribe, and if you just want the audio version, of course you can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and anywhere else that you can find podcasts. And join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/warpwhistlegaming. Share the show, tell your friends, invite them into the group, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time.
Bye.